Welcome back, True Seeker. It is Monday Night Football. If you're on the Patreon, we are 13-2 for the week. And we're looking to become 14-2 for week one. But check this out. The 49ers host the New York Jets. And of course, Aaron Rodgers played at Cal in the Bay Area. He came out of college early and wore a Joe Montana jersey under his suit, expecting to be taken number one overall by the 49ers, but instead they went with Alex Smith. So that's a storyline tonight. That's the one most football fans are going to be looking at. The ongoing narrative, what does Aaron Rodgers do against the 49ers? And historically, he's done well against them. But now he's an old man who had the fake injury last year on 9/11, as we all recall, unless you're brain dead and you thought that was real. But here's the narrative almost everyone's going to overlook. And it's the one that actually matters the most. It's the one that we've been exposing for over a decade. How these professional sports games are rigged and scripted along with the politics, along with the news, along with the elections. Think about it. The 49ers, San Francisco, Kamala Harris's city versus the New York Jets. Trump, a big New York guy. The other New York team, the Giants, they lost to Tim Walz's Minnesota Vikings this weekend. And remember, Tim Walz, Kamala announced him as the VP pick in Philadelphia. Remember where Philadelphia won their Super Bowl? In Minnesota, Tim Walz land, the guy who's supposedly a great football coach. And then remember what happened right after that Super Bowl? You had the mass shooting at Stoneman Douglas High School, which just happened to be called the Eagles, and their logo was the exact same as the Philadelphia Eagles, who just won the Super Bowl in Minnesota, which matters because Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, who the school was named after, was from Minnesota, the 612 area code, and that shooting was 612 days after the Pulse nightclub shooting on 6/12, and that's a whole nother story. Has to do with why some of the timelines of Trump's little fake scare on July 13th had the shooting at 6/12 after they initially reported 6/11. Has to do with why Google took down my post 5 years ago on mass shootings and the number 612. Anyway, look at how sick this joke is. If the 49ers beat the Jets, and for all of you guys who are wondering what the outcome of the rigged election is going to be, tonight's football game very well could tell you exactly what it's going to be. First of all, some of you guys need to stop drinking fluoride and start switching water. People on my Patreon knew what was up last night. I said, look for Sunday Night Football. I said, look for the home team to become 10-5 on Sunday Night Football. We said that before a game was played because it's the 105th season. That's exactly what ended up happening. Home teams came into Sunday Night Football 9-5. The Lions won at home over the Rams. Home teams became 10-5 in the 105th season. So if home teams are 10-5 now going into Monday Night Football, think about it. What happens if the 49ers win this game? They become 11. They make home teams for the week 11-5. What is the date of the election? 11-5. Remember the 5th of November. Also, today's game is on the state of California's 174th birthday. You know how we keep talking about the rituals with Kamala Harris and the Whore of Babylon? We've been talking about this since Inauguration Day. The ritual with Joe Biden passing the torch was a major tribute to the Whore of Babylon. But if you need a reminder, in Revelation 17:4, it reads, "The woman was dressed in purple and scarlet and was glittering with gold, precious stones, and pearls." Remember what Kamala wore on Inauguration Day? The purple with the pearls. And it was a lot like Lisa Simpson's outfit in the episode where she's the first female president of the United States. Don't forget that Lisa Simpson in Gematria equates to 47, like Kamala's running to be number 47. Don't forget she just spoke at the DNC on the anniversary of Huey P. Newton's death, who died at 47, who founded the Black Panthers in the Bay Area, and was in a black rights group with Kamala's father, whose name is Donald J. Harris. Let's not forget how they killed the wrestler James Harris, a.k.a. Kamala, 2 days before Biden made Kamala the VP nominee. But yeah, for more purple, you got the purple people leaders, the Minnesota Vikings. the supposedly the great football coach. You guys ask if they rig high school sometime. I'm pretty sure whatever happened with Tim Walz in high school was rigged. But yeah, we pointed out that day, the ritual with them announcing it in Philly, how Philly won the Super Bowl in Minnesota, how it's all connected, how Philly and the Bay are connected. But this is how they do it year after year, you guys. So if the Niners do win and make home teams 11-5, it's Kamala's city beating Trump's city. The election date's 11-5, paying tribute to the whore of Babylon again. Remember, when Trump went to the Vatican, May 24th, 2017, he gave the Pope a lotus flower as a gift. Kamala means lotus flower. That ritual was 217 days after Kamala's birthday. When Biden passed the torch to Kamala on the 21st day of the 7th month, it was 217 days after the Pope's birthday. I wouldn't be surprised if that number sequence shows up in tonight's game, to be perfectly honest. I'll be watching it to see if at some point in the game they do a 217. Huey P. Newton was born February 17th, 217, again, dead at 47. And just for another one, when that episode of Lisa Simpson as the President came out back in the day on March 19th, it was 152 days after Kamala's birthday. Kamala Devi Harris equates to 152. Joe Biden, funny enough, also equals 152, and you'll recall the first President's Day fell on 15/2 when they took office, which was the 46th day of the year, going with number 46, being elected 46 weeks after the Pope, when Catholic equals 46. Levi's Stadium equals 46, where the Niners play. They hosted Super Bowl 50 when San Francisco's 50. Super Bowl 50 was the 46th of the modern era. And speaking of 50, from the day that Kamala got the torch passed to her to today, the day of Monday Night Football, to close out week 1, it's 50 days later. July 21st, that was 10 days to the end of the month. August has 31 days, that's 41 days, plus 9 to bring us to September 9th, California's birthday, that's 50 days later. San Francisco, once 5-0 in Super Bowls, hosted Super Bowl 50. San Francisco equals 50. Like satanic, the home of the Church of Satan. And if I forgot to say so, I mean, we've already been covering it. If I forgot to say so, remember, when they put out the schedule, we talked about it right then. We said, they're doing something special with the Niners and Gavin Newsom and Kamala Harris because the 49ers play in primetime on October 10th. That's Gavin Newsom's birthday. He's going to turn 57. And this game, funny enough, is 57 days before the election. Tomorrow will be 56 days before the election on the day, leaving 56 days left in the year. See what they got tomorrow besides the debate. Of course, the debate's tomorrow between Kamala and Trump. But again, the Niners play in primetime on Gavin Newsom's birthday, the former mayor of San Francisco. And then they do play on Kamala's 60th birthday. And that game will be a rematch of Super Bowl 54 and 58, the 49ers versus the Chiefs. And funny enough, that game is 112 days before this year's Super Bowl, when Kamala Harris equals 112, when Super Bowl equals 112, when Chiefs equals 112. Don't forget The Rock, the wrestler, former Miami Hurricane football player, is from the Bay. And remember, The Rock bought the Chiefs in the Jesuit HBO show Ballers. And in that episode where he buys the Chiefs, it was 112 days before Super Bowl 54, where, of course, the Niners beat the Chiefs. Joe Montana equals 54. That was the 2019 season. Montana wore 19 for the Chiefs. In Super Bowl 58, the Chiefs became the first team to win back-to-back in 19 years. The game went to overtime, 19-19. McCole Hardman caught the game winner on an obviously scripted play for his 19th career touchdown. There's just so many jokes. If it's not numbers, it's the words. It's like Jerry Rice in San Francisco when Rice-A-Roni's the San Francisco treat. Then over in the Steelers land, you got Hines Ward playing in Heinz Field in the mustard uniforms. This year, you got Kraft hiring Mr. Mayo, and Kraft sells the real Mayo product. Again, just jokes for days, and more fans need to wise up and recognize it. So yeah, do pay attention if the Niners win tonight's game versus the Jets. If they do make home teams 11-5 for the week, I mean, we've seen it before how they're communicating rigged selections through sports. We've been talking about it for a long time. So it'll be another big clue. All right, True Seeker. Till next time.